We also might like to make sure that there's no IRS tax liens that are going to be showing up in front and that need to be paid off. Mechanics liens,
Yeah.
you know, those are always popular that pop up. We always like to do a date down before the transaction closes. So things that aren't paid that are going to be connected to the seller could cause a transaction to slow. Things that aren't paid, like an IRS lien for the buyer, are also things that can cause the transaction to slow up.
What other liens that could be on the property?
DSHS liens,
Okay.
pending lawsuits,
Okay.
dog bite liens.
Wow.
Dog bites can actually, if it goes to court,
Okay.
it can pop up on title.
Construction.
Construction, yeah, so that would be a subcontractor that can file a mechanics lien. Yeah, decking, windows, anything. Just think about it like this. Right, think about it like this. You have your car worked on by a mechanic, so anything that can be done on your home is considered a mechanics lien. So let's say windows, doors, siding, all of the things, concrete, cement, like all of the things that can be done to a home can be liened. And they have 90 days.
They have to pay for it?
Yes. They have 90 days to lien the property and they want their money. So those things pop up on new construction. They also pop up on rehabs. You know, there's always neighbors that think that they own more than what they own.
Fencing, right?
Fencing, property lines. Let's say there was a boundary line adjustment that was filed and the neighbor didn't ever actually move his fence the 7 feet that he was supposed to, thinking that if he didn't do it, that he could still keep his property.
Oh my gosh.
I see a lot of issues with families, and that's not necessarily about boundary line disputes, but more or less where the money goes when mom and dad pass, or, you know, let's say that there's a family of 7 kids and mom and dad pass, and one of the kids was adopted, and the other 6 kids didn't want to give the adopted child any of the funds from the proceeds of the sale. That will
Sounds
cause,
kind of unfair.
That would cause, it is unfair, especially since you're coming from a big family, right? Could you imagine?
Yes, I'm not adopted.
I know that, but let's just say you were.
All right.
It's no fair, right?
It's not fair.
So there are some things that can slow up a transaction, and we do our best to mitigate those and make sure everyone's treated fairly. Again, we're Switzerland in the transaction on the escrow portion of things, and we like to make sure that we're doing our fiduciary duty to make sure everyone is taken care of in the most appropriate fashion possible.